I've always seen these crazy 360 camera clips online, and I've always wondered, are these things actually as cool as they look? Well, today, for the first time ever in my life, I'm gonna try one. This is the Insta360 X5, and I can tell you right now, this is an absolute game changer for getting awesome footage of yourself. So let's see what this is all about together. When I first started testing this thing out, honestly, it really started unlocking so many creative possibilities in my brain for capturing content. I mean, it literally records 8K 360-degree footage, which essentially means you can point this thing anywhere using the invisible stick and you'll know you're capturing everything around you. No matter if you're behind the camera or in front of it, because there's two wide-angle cameras on each side. So to give this thing a really good test out, I took this with me and my sister on an adventure to go see some lovely waterfalls.
How can I get through you? Oh, tell me. How can I get through you? How can I get through you? How can I get through you? Need to know. How can I get through you?
I made it! At this point, it really started to set in how interesting this camera is. Just knowing I can point this thing around and reframe later in post is super exciting. Because then you can just go around, have fun filming your day or whatever the hell you're doing without having to worry about exactly framing yourself correctly or whatever else is around you. Because when you start offloading the footage, you can straight up start editing in the Insta360 app on your phone or the desktop app, and you can literally auto frame yourself, letting the software do it for you, or you can choose to manually do it in whatever editing software you actually use. My ass! And as you can see from all the footage, it is just so wide and dynamic. But if you want to, you can also just crop in for a more natural, narrower field of view. And the fact that the software in these cameras automatically removes the stick that you're holding, it makes it feel like you have your own little cameraman sometimes. I tried this setup, which was a little bit janky. I'm sure there's a better way of doing this. But I literally just attached this with the selfie stick to the back of my camera bag, and I was basically able to get this third-person camera effect. To me, stuff like this just makes it super appealing, especially for people who want to explore the world and travel and document their whole journey. Whoa. And that third-person rig made me realize something, which makes me really excited to use this for BTS content for this channel. Especially when I'm doing filmmaking things or other challenges or ideas, literally anything. Like I just showed, I can attach this to myself to get a third-person point of view of what I'm doing, or I could attach this to myself, let's say on a backpack strap or something right here, and get a super wide point of view shot. I can just go around doing whatever I need to do to film my videos, and I know I'm getting some awesome behind the scenes footage from it. So I know this is gonna be insanely useful for making videos on my amazing channel. So subscribe. I then had this very interesting idea. Could I turn a solo musical performance into 5? Of myself. I recently dropped a song of mine, and yes, I do dabble in a little bit of music, so please feel free to check it out if you're interested. Anyways, to do a fun little music video for it, I had the idea to try and clone myself 5 different times so I could play every instrument I was playing in the actual song. So I realized if I just set this up on a stand in the middle of this room and then surrounded myself doing different takes of me playing each instrument, I could then stitch it all together in post, and then I'd have the ability to animate and rotate the camera, going past all my different versions of clones, playing the instruments to my song. And to be honest, I don't know if I've really seen this specific clone effect be done with a 360 camera before, especially in a music video environment by myself. And I gotta say, I really dig this type of format for music video content because it represents that I actually play all the instruments in my songs and I make the music myself. Now, if you've followed my channel for a bit, you know I love a good bit of tennis. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. So naturally, I started to wonder, where else could I put this thing to capture some masterful tennis? So I literally just tried to clamp this to the middle of the net right on the tape, and immediately I unlocked the ability to film both sides of the court simultaneously. And because it is 360 degrees, I can animate this going back and forth, almost tracking the rally on both sides of the court. I mean, how cool is that? But just be careful of where you aim, because to be honest, they should actually implement 360 cameras into the net of Grand Slams for highlight footage. I'll be invoicing you for this idea, Aussie Open. By this point, I basically wanted to throw every single scenario I could think of at it. So when I took this to the beach for a cheeky little cold dive in the water, I realized how good the slow-mo looks when shooting in 50 or 60 frames per second. And for you water people out there, as you can see, it is already waterproof as is. No cage required, up to 15 meters. So no worries about that. And on top of that, the image stabilization is super steady. I can only imagine how insanely good this would be for capturing sports. And of course, this has a dedicated low light video mode called Pure Video, which basically just helps process the footage that comes out of this camera to maximize its image quality and sharpness and noise reduction. And I do think it handles those low light scenarios really well in that mode. I probably look so stupid just riding a bike by myself at night, holding a big long stick with a camera at the end. People definitely stare, but you just gotta remember, who cares? Because literally 10 seconds later, they forget you exist. The only real downside I can think of using a 360 camera like this is just the fact that it does take a little bit more time to actually go through all of your footage and clips and reframe and edit it all together, because there's technically just a lot more footage to work with when it is recording literally everything around you. But the Insta360 apps themselves do really help a lot with the efficiency because of their AI tracking and stuff like that. Also, if you are worried about cracking or damaging the lenses, because to be fair, they do protrude out of the actual body quite a bit, well, don't stress about that, because guess what? These are fully removable and replaceable by yourself by just getting this lens replacement kit, and it comes with everything you need to replace your lens. So, are 360 cameras actually worth the hype? Yeah, honestly, I completely understand it now. It's a completely different, creative, and unique tool for filming. I feel like it's not only super easy to get really cool footage of yourself if you're out and about traveling or even doing some crazy sports, but you can get really creative and use that 360-degree coverage to your advantage. I already know I'm going to be using this a ton for this channel, making videos, and mainly using it as like a BTS sort of camera angle that looks everywhere. But I know I'll also use it for stuff like my music content, which I want to get more into, and do that clone effect for all of my songs. I mean, why not? Let me know what you guys think of 360 cameras like this, and if you've got one yourself. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check this beast out. Otherwise, I'll see you when I see ya, which is hopefully very soon.